Hello everyone, I'm here today to bring awareness to a problem that is ever growing and needs to be addressed by all of us in the community. I want to inform you on why we should downsize our classrooms. Schools today are pushing their ever growing number of children being stuffed with more children in a small classroom, and schools are being pushed past their max capacity. Let me start with asking everyone here a few questions. When going to school from any grade such as K to 12, how confidently can everyone say they were in a small classroom with a handful of kids per teacher? With these handfuls, can you say you were able to get help with any subject you didn't understand or comprehend during school time? Were you ever noticed by teachers in these classrooms? My experience with going through school, especially high school, the classrooms and hallways were extremely packed with kids, and kids being forced to walk shoulder to shoulder and stuffed into one small classroom. So today, let's talk more about this problem and how we can go about it and fix it. And lastly, why it should be pushed to get this issue fixed. First, the problem and how it could affect our children in schools today, and why it should be a concern to a lot of parents that are listening or future parents that are also listening. With the ever-growing number of children attending public schools, this leaves students being pushed into crowds in schools. In fall of 2021, the National Education Center Statistics conducted a new research to see how many students were enrolled into public schools. Here's a quote from the research. In fall of 2021, about 49.5 million students were enrolled in public schools in pre-kinder to grade 12, including undergraduate students. End of quote. Not only does the National Education Center tell us how many students were enrolled, it also tells us how many teachers were employed by public schools at the time. There were about a total of 3 million teachers in 2021, leaving these teachers of America divided 49.5 million students in between 3 million teachers. With this statement brings another problem that comes with overcrowded classrooms. Not only is there a large gap between teachers and students, Research.com tells us that there are only 139,000 public schools. Teachers are being forced to divide their attention to large amount of children in their classroom, which leads to more children being distracted and losing focus due to the sheer amount of students that are in the classroom. With this, teachers can suffer burnout such as having to focus making sure that students are being focused and making sure that their students are learning and focusing on their education. Let's begin to talk about what we can do to help this problem from growing too big. One of the biggest steps we can take to help our classroom become better learning environment for our children is to increase the school resources. This step can also be mixed in with making teacher aides more common thing in each classroom to help each student get more individual help. The PSEA Education Service Division tells us hiring more teachers and teacher aides are the biggest step we can take to help against this problem. Here's a quote from the Pennsylvania State Education Association Education Service Division. There is growing evidence that assigning two teachers to one classroom of 30 students can also be effective in improving student achievements. End of quote. Another solution that can be looked at for schools is to invest in something that is relatively new. Portable classrooms are the new and upcoming for schools that need more flexibility and space in such a short time. Let's bring up the advantages why we should downsize our classrooms. The most significant advantage to downsizing our classrooms is the students excelling with being fewer distractions compared to large classrooms. Public school reviews tell us more about the advantages of why downsizing our classrooms is something school needs to invest. Here's a quote from public school reviews. Students receive more individualized attention and interact more with teachers. Teachers have more flexibility to use different instructional approaches. Fewer students are less distracted to each other than a larger group of children. End of quote. Not only does this help our students, this also helps our teachers focus more on their growth and of their students to make plans for their students. While they are able to help their students, these advantages will help reduce a burnout in teachers, causing high attendance rate in teachers and more workplace morale. We talked about the problem, the solution, and the advantages to why we should downsize our classrooms. With that being said and done, I want you to hear my final message for you, the audience. Let our voices be heard, and when we all work together, we can build a school for a better learning environment for the future children and the children who really care about their education. Thank you very much for listening to my speech, and I hope I made an impact in you. Thank you.